video is a response to UFC Hardcore's video, the 10-question wrestling questionnaire, and just wanted to do a video on it. It's just 10 questions. Let me go through them. Favorite promotion. Easily, my favorite promotion is Ring of Honor at this point. If none of you have figured that out by now, I know where you've been. Number 2, favorite wrestler. Favorite wrestler of all time is Ric Flair. Don't think anyone will ever beat him as far as that, but definitely currently and probably my favorite wrestler for the last couple of years has been Bryan Danielson. A lot. I've been liking everything he's been doing ever since 2002, and a real fan of him, and definitely he's probably one of the best gifted technical wrestlers going today, no matter what company you even talk about. Question number 3, favorite finisher. It's hard to really have this down to just one finisher, because there's a lot of finishers that impress me. Mostly if it's a finisher, it has to be something that looks, effective, has to look, cool, and original. That's the one thing I really look in finishers. And, I can narrow it down to a few probably, Naruki Doi's muscular bomb, that's, very impressive. Jack Evans' 630, one of the best high-flying moves going today. Then you got other ones that you could say as well. The Styles Clash is very innovative as well. Just like I said, it's hard to narrow it down to one, but, I'll put like the 630, Styles Clash, and Naruki Doi's muscular bomb definitely high on the list of favorite finishers. My favorite pay-per-view of all time, easily favorite pay-per-view of all time, which I don't think is ever going to be top, is WrestleMania 19. I know a lot of people probably going to say WrestleMania 17, but WrestleMania 19, in my opinion, was the best WrestleMania of all time, the best pay-per-view. You had everything a pay-per-view needed. You had great entertainment value. Everything from top to bottom was good. You saw excellent wrestling involved in it. And for someone like me that's not a fan of seeing Vince McMahon wrestle and have never really been a fan of Hulk Hogan, I enjoyed their street fight a whole lot. Definitely that scene where Vince McMahon was bleeding a lot, and he put his head up with the lead pipe in his hand. That was just epic. Just a great match. Excellent main event with Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar. Then you had, Chris Jericho versus Shawn Michaels. And overall, the rest of the show was very good as well. So easily WrestleMania 19 is my favorite pay-per-view of all time. Just, delivered in every way I wanted it to. And haven't seen anything that... I've seen a few shows that came close, but WrestleMania 19's still up there as being, in my opinion, my favorite pay-per-view of all time. Next question is best pure athlete. Best pure athlete going today is easily Bryan Danielson. Pretty much the only person that you could argue that might be more of a better pure athlete than Bryan Danielson is Kurt Angle, but I feel Kurt Angle's not up to the par where he used to be. Even though he can still put on great matches, it just seems like he's struggling and really needs to take some time off. But Bryan Danielson, easily, like I said earlier, the most gifted technical wrestler going today, and easily the best pure athlete going today. Next question: favorite tag team. Favorite tag team currently, and I think when the history books are closed for tag team wrestling, definitely the Briscoe brothers are going to be high on that list. They're high on the list already. Just as long as they had more exposure and more people knew about them, I mean, oh my God, they would definitely showcase why tag team wrestling should be important and why they're easily one of the best tag teams of all time. I would put them up in the category already of easily top 10 of all time, because just every time they have a match, they go out there, have an excellent match, and just great talents overall. Singles wise, I will admit they're not the greatest singles wrestlers, but they are great as a pair of a tag team. Which that's the one thing that makes a great tag team is two good people, two good talents put together, and they even do a whole lot better by them when they're teamed up than by themselves. So Briscoes easily, you know, my favorite tag team currently. I don't know if I'll go as far as all time, but definitely, you know, they're definitely doing a good job of possibly at some point getting to that level. Next question is favorite entrance music. And to be fair, I wanted to just go with WWE and TNA entrance music due to the fact, you know, indie wrestling and Ring of Honor in particular, they use, you know, actually real artists and don't use, you know, music they produce for themselves, other than if you count like when they have to change up the music for pay-per-view. So I wanted to be a little fair, so I'll go with, you know, something WWE or TNA has. You know, I like Randy Orton's theme a lot. I like his old theme. I like even his newest theme that he used before he got injured. The Voices in My Head, Edge's theme I like a lot. Next question is, let me see, let me get to it. Either Hogan, Austin, or Rock. Which one you like the most? Easily Austin any day. Austin was my favorite of these three. You know, all of them did do a lot of good stuff for the wrestling business as far as, but never really been a huge fan of Hogan. Was a fan of The Rock. And Austin just, you know, was, you know, great back in the day, and, you know, he could be a good entertainer and put on a great match. And he was a good worker as well. You know, later on in his career, he did pretty much brawling, but early in his career, he was actually showcased as, you know, a good in-ring performer. And him and Bret Hart from WrestleMania 13 is one of my favorite matches of all time. The next question is favorite rivalry. Favorite rivalry of all time. You know, storyline-wise, okay, it might not be the best rivalry, but based on the pure athleticism of wrestling and the best matches I've ever seen, which is Ric Flair versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat from NWA/WCW era. And, you know, them two just every time they took on each other was great. From when they first took on each other back in the late 80s, and then even in the 90s, they wrestled each other every once in a while, and they were actually still good matches. Then that leads to the next question, favorite match of all time. Favorite match of all time easily is Ric Flair versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat from Wrestle War '89. A match that I don't think ever will be topped. There's been some that's come along, you know, close of saying, okay, that was almost as good, like, you know, TNA's three-way, which had good wrestling in it, and Samoa Joe versus CM Punk #2. That was excellent, but nothing has really, those probably, the Joe and Punk 2 match is probably the closest thing I've seen that even came close to this, and I wouldn't even say that even came close. Ricky Dragon Steamboat versus Flair, easily best match of all time. So just wanted to respond to UFC Hardcore's video. Anyone else that does videos on here, just click on the video you're seeing I'm responding to. Just check them out and subscribe to them. And if you can, just do a video response. It's easy. Just answer the 10 questions, and that's it. All right, peace.